Hello everyone and welcome back to Nightmare Gaming. My name is Anthony and welcome to day 3 of the 12 Scares of Christmas, where today we're going to be continuing The Last Door Season 2 with Episode 2. So let's jump in, shall we? Got the hat. I must forget nothing. Boop. Everything must be set. When the time comes, and I am visited again, and I scratch my nose. Well, alrighty then. The game kitchen, Skip. For a moment, the sky was dark. We heard the calls of 1,000 birds, but another sound rose above them. A sound I cannot describe. What? What just happened in here? Where is Miss Conhay? We are too late. It is ashes. The windows are covered with wooden planks. It looks like she was trying to keep someone from entering. Or something from getting out. Chalk, a circle drawn hastily on the floor. She thought it could prevent what she knew was about to happen, but she was wrong. I do not know what to make of all of this. I do. Cough, cough. Are you alright, Kaufman? It is nothing, my friend. Just a bit of a cold. Now, my friend, I think we should talk. In light of events we have recently witnessed, the matter cannot be delayed any further. You must make an important decision. It is not yet too late to go back to our daily lives. If you do not want to continue, you must forget all about your patient Jeremiah David. You will have to keep to yourself everything you have learned about the mystery of his disappearance and never talk about it again. But should you wish to continue this search, you will need to accept the consequences, whatever they may be. Please do not take this decision lightly. The path ahead is not without peril. You know my answer already, Kaufman. I must know what happened to David, so be it then. As you may have already realized, this matter involving our patient transcends the limits of psychiatry as we know it. We are not dealing with the effects of trauma or demons of the subconscious, at least not in terms we are used to. We are dealing with something old, something dark, a sinister truth that has been buried deep for generations. This man, Alexander Dupree, and his organization, I think they seek to uncover these secrets, and I fear they may have already. Miss Kaufman's fate, whatever it was, must be related somehow, but my knowledge of the area is simply not sufficient. We must pay a visit to an old friend, someone I thought I would never want to see again. The man who introduced me to the extended scientific field of the occult, my mentor, Professor Adam Wright. Episode 2, My Dearest Visitor. Okay, so we're going with the map thing again. Wick pot, right manner. Boop! I doubt he is away at this time of day. Perhaps he cannot hear us from the front. Let us try the back door. Mrs. Oakwood. She is the manor's housekeeper. Yes? Who is it? Good morning, Mrs. Oakwood. Don't you remember me? Why, Dr. Kaufman, bless my soul, it's been so long I hardly recognise you. How nice it is to see you again. Allow me to introduce my colleague, John Wakefield. Is the professor at home? I would like to speak to him. Why, yes, Doctor, of course. I am quite forgetting myself. Let me take you to him. It's really good of you to come. He receives so few visitors these days on account of his condition. His condition? Oh, sir, I'm right sorry. I thought you knew. The professor, he He suffers from an ailment affecting his brain. He is now entirely confined to his bed. Course he is, because shit can't go simple. Professor Wright, you have visitors. One of them is your old friend. Lux, do you recognise him? It's Joan, Professor, your old pupil. I reckon he does remember you, Joan. It's been such a long time since I've seen him so excited. I'll leave you two to talk to the Professor. It may be difficult to keep him on one subject for long, but oh, it does him such a world of good to speak with old friends. Should you need me assistance, I'll be in the backyard. Professor? Uncle James, are you back? It is I, Professor Jean Kaufman. Where is father? Where's he been taken? He suffers from some kind of memory loss. Yes, I'm afraid he will not be able to tell us much in this state. But if we could stimulate his memories, maybe he could tell us of his research, something to unravel the mystery of the playwright. Perhaps. We have few other options in any case. Let us try. Why don't you explore the manor? There may be some objects we can use to jog the professor's memory. Meanwhile, I will try and talk to him about the time we researched together. That could also help him remember. Must find a way to help Professor recover his memories. When you try and find someone to keep as a memento. Meanwhile, I will keep telling us our research together. Professor Wright? Father, why must you spend so much time away? Father. Okay. So you're useless. Professor Wright's gaze remains fixed on the window as though waiting for someone. The snow is falling outside, slow and silent. A large wardrobe of engraved wood. I'm guessing that's just a shadow. Right, so let's begin the exploration. I guess we'll start at this side and work our way over. An engraving on paper. This script is from a language unknown to me. The lamp provides a soft glow that somehow lacks warmth. A painting of an ocean at the end of the afternoon. There is a figure in black on the beach, but its face is shrouded by a hood. Okay, let's try this door. It's locked. The sign on the door reads attic. Okay. Label your doors, of course. An oil painting shows an obscure medieval scene. Starting here, I guess. Okay. A gilded pipe pit runs from floor to ceiling. Though I see myself in the mirror, the reflection is strangely distorted. A large porcelain tub, its heavy weight supported on 4 blackened iron feet. A thin ring of damp residue is around the interior, suggests recent use. A common radiator. Okay, I don't think there's anything else. Nope, moving along. An old stone tower is depicted in the painting. Thorned vines have slithered across the entrance, forming a swarming blockade that almost seems to come alive when stared at for too long. It won't it? Good lord. Porcelain jar containing some dried branches. A portrait of Professor Wright. His appearance was quite different back then. An imposing, inquisitive figure. An antique ceiling lamp. Oh yes, if that'll open. That'll open. And that will open. Okay, let's go at this one first. Start with the left and then we can always head back through. Oh yeah, so this leads... I'm guessing this will lead us out to the map screen. Yes, it will. A fierce lion damaged by the harsh weather of the coast. Its head is missing. A fierce lion damaged by the harsh weather of the coast. There is a strange ornament on the wall. I think I can move it. Okay. So that's going to be a thing later, I guess. A thick layer of ice covers the pool of water. Oh. This oak tree looks ancient, probably older than the manor itself. The queen has removed her mask. There is an empty hole where her face should be. Statue portrays a clergyman hiding his face behind a mask. The central statue portrays a cloaked figure holding a clay vessel. The vessel has a small hole in it, just large enough to see a metal object hidden inside. Statue portrays a sage hiding his face behind a mask. Statue portrays a peasant woman hiding her face behind a mask. A stiff tree, it almost seems like a statue itself. Okay, so I'm going to guess that will come into play later. Alright, let's talk to Nanny McPhee over here. May I ask you something, Miss Segwood? Of course, Doctor! How did the Professor become afflicted? The ailment runs in his family, Mr. Wright suffers from it, as did his father and his grandmother before him. It's a truly terrible thing, and to think all these years Mr. Wright knew what would become of him. May God have pity on his poor soul. What this ailment that runs in Professor Wright's family, do you know what symptoms it is? Well, I can't speak of those very long words physicians use, but I can tell you what I see in him. Professor Wright hardly remembers a thing from the last 40 years. He's like a child again. With God's mercy, it has gone so far that it torments him no longer. Okay. I will leave you to your work. Thank you for your assistance. Have a good day, Dr. Wakefield. Okay, let's go in the back door. I'm going to guess that's the door that leads back. Bread oven. Various ingredients. Glass jars filled with spices and pickled food. The door is locked. A small sign reads basement. Cast iron wood stove. A gilded pipe runs from the ground to the corridor. A gilded pipe. It runs from the room at the end of the corridor to the room upstairs. So that's going to be the pipe that goes into the bathroom. A sea landscape. Nothing else? Guess not. Oh yeah, so this will probably be the little door. Yeah. So we'll go through this one now then. Professor Wright has an eclectic collection from old adventure novels to treatises on the occult scientist. Some of these titles, I believe, have been forbidden by the Crown. Okay, same thing. Painting of the cliffs of this region. Fire burns fiercely, rendering the air thick and heavy in the room. A globe. The surface is extraordinarily detailed. Judging by the strange shape of the continents, this must derive from a fictional work or some prehistoric era. Okay, that's weird. It is locked. I hear the racket of many birds from the other side. So I found fuck and all. A tin soldier. It looks to have been painted by hands. It commemorates some military campaign that I have not heard of. It could hold something. Perhaps it will stimulate his memories? Yeah, perhaps. I mean, that's like the only thing I've found. So fuck it, let's give it a go. That's his room there. Do you recognise this, Professor Wright? Sergeant Downing was sent to the front. The man that returned was not Sergeant Downing. My dearest visitor. He will know where to look. Oh, what a time we will have. A visitor? What do you mean, Professor? He will have seen the map. He will know the Book of Travels. The Book of Travels? Yes, yes. He will work it out. But it must not be too easy, no. But he will find the prize, I am sure. Prize? What on earth is he talking about, Kaufman? Something concealed, something precious. In his adult state, he could have hidden away parts of his research. He was always a proud man. He would not easily have forgotten his most groundbreaking work. A sense of grave importance, at least, would have remained. In his confusion, perhaps he has held away somewhere for his dearest visitor to find. Why don't you explore the man now? Perhaps something will at least relate to these ramblings. In the meanwhile, I will continue my endeavors to revive his memory through conversation. So maybe now if I go back to the library, I'll find like a book or something? There's a large volume here, still quite one about the Travels of Marco Polo. Perhaps this is the book the Traveller's Professor mentioned. There is a mark on one of the pages. We began our journey by crossing the unforgiving desert, always facing the setting sun. At last we arrived at the merciful sight of the great ocean. We followed the east coast north in dear hope of reaching our home soon. It was not to be. The king of the land we traversed had declared war on the great Khan, so we were forced to return as we had come. We never set foot in that bloody land again. We knew there was a port just a few miles to the south where we could find a boat. Sea voyage was short as the sea billowed with the southern winds. We reached the most eastern cape and landed there, our backs to the sea. We marched forth and soon reached home. Okay. Okay, so maybe... Oh! Oh, okay. So we got... Right.
6.5 hours later.
Hey, I think I did a thing. It seems I have triggered a hidden machine. A small compartment is opened in the globe. There is a sealed letter inside. It is simply addressed to my dearest visitor. Kaufman needs to see this before it is opened. Holy Christ. That took long enough. Oi, Kaufman! Kaufman, look, I found an envelope. It was hidden inside the globe that a strange mechanism opened. Strange, it was bloody annoying. To my dearest visitor, let's see what is inside. Exactly. This is an intricate riddle, but to what purpose? To conceal something, perhaps? Or just the last acts of a confused and drowning mind? I am increasingly of the opinion that this is mental construct, some riddle conjured up by the professor's failing mind. He may not have even understood what he hid. Those seeking wisdom must first know their own foolishness. Reflect on yourself in the heat of passion to reveal what the cold eye of logic sees not. A riddle, and who would that visitor be? That is unknown to me, my friend. There is only one way to answer that question. If we can find the answers to the professor's riddle, perhaps we will be able to solve this mystery. Right, let me read the letter again. So do we have to make the mirror hot? Reflect on yourself sees the riddle, and the cold eye of logic sees not. There could be something here hidden somewhere. So we have to make it hot somehow. Let's go down to the kitchen. What are you an old teapot? Oh. It is filled with cold water. Okay, so I need to heat it up. Let me talk to you. May I ask you something, Miss Oakwood? Of course, daughter! Do you know, is the professor fond of puzzles or riddles? Indeed, yes. He has long been an enthusiast of every mind game you can imagine. In better days, he would host parties every other month. Themed soirees, he called them. Oh, those were the good times. It seems long ago now. Okay, thank you. Various ingredients. Glass jars. Matchbox. Got it. Right. Heat the teapot. If you want to heat the teapot on the stove, I will need to start a fire first. The stove already has plenty of wood. Oh, I have to start the fire, then put the teapot on. The water will cool soon. Okay, go. No! Teapot on the mirror. Reflect on yourself in the heat of passion to reveal the knowledge that the cold eye of logic sees not. Condensation from the teapot's steam has revealed a hidden message. I'll add this clue to the letter. Knowing yourself, you may look upon your master, meet his imposing gaze, and seek to understand what lies beneath, thereby learn the question, if not the final answer. Right, okay, so... what did it say again? Look upon your master, meet his imposing gaze, and seek what lies beneath. Look upon your master, meet his imposing gaze, but seek what understand lies beneath. So, I suspect that, as I suspected, there is a small key taped to the back of the picture and a note. I'll add this clue to the letter. The question is the world from the peak of the man's tallest tower. The answer yearns up to it from the root of... Okay, I don't know what that means, but I'm guessing go to the attic. Use the key. Shelf covered in old ornaments, pieces of metalwork, and pipes of strange shapes. Okay. Some kind of round mechanism. Bird or dolphin? Okay. An unusual electric device. I'm unfamiliar with this function, but I can tell there is a piece of equipment missing. Yeah, something should go there. No. Magnifying glass came up, so let me look out the window. The answer yearns from up to it from the very root of life and time itself. I should check if there is something hidden near that tree. Queen has removed a mask. Okay, so go downstairs and go look at that middle tree. It looks as though something has been concealed beneath the thick roots. Another note and a key bound together. I'll add this clue to the letter. It is a truth our ancestors knew, with stone silence came to unknow. Key has been engraved with the shape of a feather. Oh! Bird room. Okay. Inside this cage there is a bird with a black and orange breast. The sign reads something. Truth that our ancestor knew through stone silence came to unknown. Oh. There's a small compartment at the base of the bust. Inside this, a note. That only by entering the gnashing jaws of primal horror. Primal horror? There's a crow with black and grey feathers. Claudius Cornix. I can read that one. Hello. Pale brown breast is... If birds are silent. And I put the cloth over any of these random cages. The bird inside grows suddenly quiet. That's not quieted them all down, so I don't think that's it. Oh, wait a minute. I didn't read what I said. Something about a primal horror. A lever in the lion's mouth. I think it has triggered some mechanism inside. There's a note in here. I'll add this clue to the letter. You will at last know the truth. This will be the last part of the riddle. Okay, he said inside the manor. I'm going to start up and go down. So. Go all the way to the left, then work our way back. Oh. Or not. This looks like Professor Wright's archive. I should bring Kaufman here at once. Experiments 1885. Let us see. Have a look at this. Be careful. There is a small key inside the photo. Oh, God. 1st of August 1885. Results at last after many months of tedious observation. Something has fallen from the other side. I heard the sounds of footsteps exploring the proximity of the stone archway. This would seem to verify my hypothesis. Absolute horror is the key that we seek. September 20th, 1885. Now they have proven themselves useful. I have installed 2 new devices in the outer tunnels. I dare not go deeper. I've not heard it again, but I know the thing must still be down there in the dark. November 12th, 1885. Containment underground tunnel has been breached. Blank. Gone. I have no choice but to abort the experiment. It can no longer be controlled. There is but one thing left to do. I will seal the tunnel and hope that the abomination remains forever entombed within. What is this supposed to be? It seems to be a log that Professor kept during one of his experiments almost 7 years ago. It is noteworthy that one of the entries has been redacted. But what is written in there, it cannot be true. It must be some kind of hallucination. A sign of Professor Wright's illness, maybe. Oh, excuse me, everyone. Perhaps, though we should not jump to conclusions. We can conclude that the professor had another working place underground. Perhaps the key opens the basement door. There could be a route through the underground tunnel. Meanwhile, I will keep looking through these documents. There must be something more to the photo than the mess. A set of framed silhouettes. Under each is an inscribed... Oh. Mr. Starkman was a well-positioned man. He fell madly in love with the younger daughter of the Bartleys, so he proposed to her. Okay. So that's not a man. That's a man. Young Agnes fancied the idea of marrying an older man, but she always hid her feelings from her mother. Because she's hiding from the woman. Yeah. Mrs. Bartley never did take her eyes off her daughter, watched them at all times. Yeah, that. Yeah, because that's a man. Yeah. I get this puzzle now. Mr. Bartley tried to show his support for their daughter, but his wife never paid any attention to him. I mean, that's a woman. Sounds like it did a thing. A compartment opened in the wall. A swirly and a puzzle. Okay. I want to know what these swirlies are. Okay, anyway, we've got the basement key. Let's go to the basement. It's completely dark in here. I felt a cold draft coming from the front. Okay, so we can light a match. I guess I just keep moving, right? I've run out of matches. Oh! Something happened. Ah, I fell in a hole. All about that. Fallen through a hole. Airflow very strong here. So some sort of... that'll be the machine to the attic. A working lantern. That's mine. Part of the tunnel is blocked by a cave, and the underground tunnel is not accessible. From here, I should go back. Thank goodness, a ladder. Sure, dude. Now we naturally... hello, a thing. Okay. An open door. And closed door. Well... I don't know, maybe open. I don't know. Leave me alone. Oh! We can access the tunnel mentioned in professional... How have we found the part... I must talk to Kaufman about this. I was able to use the key to explore the basement. There is a large hole in the floor. On one side of the hole leads to some sort of tunnel, but it was completely covered in rocks and debris, so I could not tell for sure. Covered in debris. That sounds as if the professor succeeded in blocking up the entrance to the underground area. This is unfortunate for us. I have made some progress of my own, my friend. I think this could help us find our next step. Have a look. Wow, that was the slowest crossover. Today, a meeting finally took place. Oh, excuse me. You see, Mr. Wright, our organization is keenly interested in your research. We could reach an agreement to fund this project, but first we need to know the details. I understand. The main factor is the condition of the test subject. How open is he to suggestion? As you know, only the human mind can open a physical passage to the other side. So a complete absolute darkness would be required for the experience to result a secluded place, completely isolated. A place that can only bring thoughts of what may be hiding in the dark. I have the perfect location in mind. But in total darkness and seclusion, how could the result of the experiment be studied or confirmed? Oh, excuse me, I've got the yawns. That is exactly where your organization can provide help. I have designed a special device that would allow me to listen from a safe distance, but I lack the means to manufacture it myself. That we could arrange. But there is one last thing I would like to know. How would the experience be triggered? By what means of chemical compound of some type? Do you mean serum? No, not at all. That would be of no elegance whatsoever. The trigger is the mind itself, the emotion known as terror, the primal fear that survives in the depths of our mind from the time human were mere beasts. That will allow us to open a physical passage beyond the veil of rational thought. Primal terror is the key that we will use to open the last door. Oh, lovely. Oh, lovely. Could this organization be the playwright? It may be, my friend. If so, we are closer to the truth than we thought. But in this room, we have only been able to find some mere fragments of information. It looks like the main bulk of the documents were moved from this room and hidden somewhere else. In the basement tunnel? That seems the most reasonable conclusion. But access to that place is lost, is it not? The entrance was sealed. There may be another entrance that we do not know about. If we could find and use the device the professor mentioned in his logs, I believe we could shed some light on the matter. Oh! When the four remove their masks of lies, the path to the grave will be cleared. Clergyman has removed his mask. The sage still has his mask on. I bet that's those things. Oh, God, this is going to be fun. Right, I'll see which one needs to be changed, guys, and work it out, I guess. Aha! I think we've done it. They all have their masks off. Okay, so it was the one outside the front of the house. Clay vessel held by the statue is now broken into many pieces. There is an object among them. It must have been hidden inside. Looks like a compass. It must be broken since it does not point north. More wandering! Okay. I think it worked now. Ah, awesome. I guess I figured it out. The sound in my ears deceive me. Is that a piano melody? I must see Kaufman at once. Not to state the obvious, but it sounds as if someone is still down there playing the piano of all things. But how is that even remotely possible? I do not know, but this means something important to us. It means there is another entrance to the underground tunnel, and that we must find it. But we have run out of leads. You did not find anything in the archives, and Professor Wright continues to mutter incoherently about childhood memories. You must use hypnosis. You must hypnotize the professor, my liebe Hund. We are running out of options. This may be the only way to find the answers we seek. Look at this candle. Fix your eyes upon it. Your body is as light as a feather. Everything around you fades. You are entering a dark, endless void. Listen to my voice. Where are you? A great number of trees surround me. The sun is setting soon. I can go north and west. I don't know. Go north. I stand beside a waterfall. It is not water that falls, but mud and rock from a great height. They fall and fall into the bottomless pit of the abyss. Behind the waterfall to the east lies a tunnel. Yeah. I'm in a dark tunnel. Oscar is here as well. He is upset. He yells at me. He begs me to stop. The tunnel divided into many bits. I'm going north, south, and west. North? I'm in a large space. Large open space with a piano. Something stands next to the piano. I can't see clearly its face. Tunnel stretches into the dark. Okay, well, I'll walk down the tunnel because I see anything to do. There's a very small room. In its center lies a deep pit. The ladder goes down. It is so dark down there. It lies. It waits. I will not continue. I must go back. Go down the ladder. I cannot. I can hear it with me. Its breath. Dear God, I must flee. You must continue. It waits for me. It waits for me down there. I've gone down the ladder. I cannot see. It's pitch dark. I feel its breath. It's here with me. That was loud in my ear holes. Enough. We went too far, my father. You're right. I did not think you would react this way. You did well by stopping the trance, Kaufman. I think it would be best if we leave it for today. Let us return to the inn. Reflect tonight on what we have witnessed here. Tomorrow, let's discuss the next steps of our investigation. I agree. January 21st, 1893. Come in! Come in. Kaufman, are you alright? Worry not, Greatfield. I am just feeling a bit feeble. It must be the cold and humidity. Nothing serious. I would like to know your opinion about what we heard during yesterday's session. Do you remember anything that could help us in our search? I believe the underground tunnel has left a deep impression on Professor Wright's subconscious. I agree the horror he experienced at the end of the session was far too intense. To derive solely from his imagination, it speaks of some trauma. The seaside. The sea was a recurring theme during the hypnotic regression. Yes, it is true. Maybe the entrance to this tunnel is somewhere closer to the coast. The mysterious figure. Throughout the trance, he saw an unknown figure with no visible face. The floating body in the water, the person near the rocks, the person beside the piano. Yes, indeed, but I am afraid it is too soon to unravel the true meaning of those images. Professor Wright mentioned a man shouting at him near the entrance to the tunnel, begging him not to continue. I cannot remember his name. Very good. It was Oscar. We should attempt to find him. He may know something about Professor Wright's fears. If we can find this man, I am sure he will shed some light on the mystery. Why don't you go to the village and try and find something about Oscar? My apologies. I must stay here and recover my strength. Town Square. Okay, guys. Sorry about this. I just had to take a little break. Let's go left to right again. Oh, hello. Excuse me, are you spying on me? Sorry, I didn't mean to. You're not from these parts, are you? No, I'm just passing through. Are you alright? Yes. Could you do me a favour? For a long time I've wanted to visit the tomb of my lover, but I cannot leave the house due to my illness. Could you please leave these flowers there? No one in the village will do this service for me. Oh, you could not know how grateful I am. You're a good, kind person. Can you go to the graveyard through the path right there? The name you need to look for is Carter. Oh, God. Do you know a man named Oscar? Yes. So I thought she was repeating herself. The priest at Warish Parish, church right there in front of my house, is a man who has lots of purpose. I see him walking aimlessly in the morning, evening. Tell me about him. Okay. Door to the church. It's closed. An old rotting boat rests beside the shore. The name Providence is written on the side. Okay, so this is all... A rusty bronze bell. Typical seafaring vessel engraved in the name Augustine. Someone may be able to tell me more about it. Old ship is completely wrecked. Okay, let's go to the right then. I wish there was a quicker way to get around. I really fucking do. This is what slows this game down. Some abandoned wooden planks. Perhaps they're here for repair of local fishing boats. Oh wait, that compass is moving. Oh god, no. Back to the town square. Look at the sign. The Fisherman's Lodge. Okay. I think I should talk to him first. Good morning. Let me drink in peace. Are you sure, Captain? Why, what's the tea? Does I look like Captain? Because of the hat you're wearing. I don't make Captain Tony and buy hair like this from any flea market in England. Cost skin? Many wet folks in Whitport yet. It's coming enough for any these pirates. Hands calloused by years and not any fisherman in his hands like these. 3 earrings you're wearing. You're down only 3 capes, right? Indeed. I have good hope, loving, orn. Therefore, I hold the right to stand before the kings and piss against the wind. If I dies at sea, these 3 rings, I'll pay my weight, but no doubt I'll have new. Whatever he just fucking said. Do you mean you will not set sail again? I love the sea more than anything. He is my passion, my freedom, and my life, but there's many things about him that we do not know. There are far from the coast in the deep dark. There are still things unprepared to behold. Believe me, those things await deep down. Have you seen those things? No, but you may hear 1 or 2 stories from the fishermen tell things they've seen out there. It is naught but tales for young uns, mere superstitions of men too cowardly face dark. Any good seaman knows that strong wind and stretched rope can shake and swing. I myself have mistaken such a keening for the wail of a child, but there was one time it was nothing sort. Then the sea howled. It was not thunder, not a strong wave clashing against my ship, no. It was like a voice. It spoke to me in a language I cannot describe, a sound muttered by the living something, a call unlike anything I had heard before, and I understood. What did you understand? Oh my Christ! I understood there was more freedom for me, that the sea now had in the other lords. And whoever they were, I did not know they would not share it. What happened then? As I navigate back to shore, I lost control of my ship and great storm rocks, cliff rushed ahead. I do not know what remains of my dear Augustine, end up patient by years and ties. I looked for him once, many moons, but all I found was his bar at the bottom of my empty glass. I have never returned since. You may forgive me. Now leave me be. Wasn't that bell from Augustine? Why, that bell is from Augustine, my Augustine. Where on earth did you find it? I found it on the beach near the shipwreck. I thought I would never see it again. I'll clean it and make it shine new. Whitport Beach, our beach. Why? I must go. I must go straight away. Oh, not to be reunited my poor team. What made him? No, I dare not go. But I must. Good day to you, sir. Okay. Lady dressed rather elegantly, someone entering in a place like this. Two fishermen who just give me a suspicious look. Wheel taken from the helm of the ship, entering the owner's days as ship's helmsman. Old picture of the village inhabitants. Poster of local traditional sport. Rum, dark beer, and a couple of taps of pale ale. Morning. What a drink. Have you ever met Professor Wright? The professor, sure, I saw him every other day as a young'un. Always involved in the village. He was la-di-da, alright, but folk respected him. He got stuck in. Didn't last, though. Shut himself away. Started getting visitors from out of town. He stopped coming to the village eventually. Last I heard, he'd gone crazy. None of us knows for sure. It's been years since I saw him. Tell me about Captain Morvald. Fred's a regular. Sadly lean drunk. When will the church open? Let me give you some advice. Barmaids and the people who ask about church opening hours. This here bar is my church. Most developers come to see things this way. We praise for the whole village is forsaken the church, but why? The town is forsaken. No work on the coast these days. If you can make a living. Most efficient sailors have up and left. Half the cottages lie abandoned. Those who stay can barely leave their homes. Set out here, of course, but surely there must be some more than this. So he goes down. There's rumours, silly stories if you ask me. Fuck off with the fucking narratives! Deep trouble, stuff on their water, ships and rocks, booze, I should know. Fishermen there, superstitious folk. Leave you to your work. Alright, let's see if I can find out from what's his chops. Any crepes in your own or your flaking paint, all it matters. You're beautiful as ever, Augustine. Today we'll watch sunset together. Good, sir. I cannot put into words a great service you have rendered a drunken knave. Just as you, stranger, bought my lost treasure, may the old say a spyglass help you on your way. Take it as a gift. Rose Carter. What was her husband's name again? Fuck, I gotta go remember her husband's name. And tell me, oh. Strong woman business. Captain. Fred's drunk. She's not telling me his name and I can't remember it. I'm actually gonna have to go look up what his name is, guys. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I've got a walkthrough and it's saying I can get an achievement by doing this, so I'm going to do this real quick. Bells of church as soon as the priest is calling mass. Okay, so what I've got to do now is go to the beach, wait at the entrance, and I'll get a necklace, and then give the necklace to the woman in the windle. And the final step for unlocking that achievement will be shown later in the story. Hello, madam. I found this necklace washed up on the beach near the rocks. Do you recognise it? This is Rose's. How? This necklace was a present I gave to Rose on her first anniversary, not long before. It happened 7 years ago. She used to go to the beach every morning. I do not know why that day could have been any different, said the fog. It's unusual dense this morning, and she's seen walking by the rocks. She must have fallen. She was never found. Excuse me, this necklace brings so many memories, and good ones too. Thank you. Okay, I think I can go to the church now. Yeah, go to the church. Window has been boarded up. A confessional. So Whitport serves a Catholic congregation. Good morning. Good morning, my son. Does no one come to your church anymore? Villages in bleak times, many have left, the rest have lost their faith. Every day I ring the bells, no one answers. May God have mercy on their souls. What do you suppose that is? I could not say. The mist that surrounds our coast and shapes and swirls within have been a long source of hearsay, but lately the stories people tell are not of pirates and smugglers, but something more sinister. Some say the devil himself has come to our shore. A rumour I dare not disregard. Are you personally acquainted with Professor Wright? Yes, of course. Adam was Rather, is not merely a parishioner, but one of my closest friends. Since our youth, we enjoyed many scholarly but sometimes quite fervent discussions. He being an anthropologist and myself a theologian, that is until he fell ill. But since he is like that, I have not visited him. I must go. Wait a moment. Please give this to Adam. I do not know if it will mean anything to him. Bring peace to my soul. Taking our friendship aside. So we can go back. I guess I can go give him the picture. Door is locked with a... Fuck it. What does this say? Head to the kitchen via the backyard. Enter the corridor to the right. And enter the now open passageway. Okay. So kitchen. Oh. Go in here. Simple wooden wardrobe. Cajun bro. Okay, so I've got another cloth. There's a closed chest here. There's a key inside. Key. Okay, yeah, go to the doctor's room. Move quicker, man! Professor Wright is not here. Oh. That's actually something that's cool about this. It doesn't give you spoilers. There's an open book on the floor. Book of Birds. Compilation text has been marked. Birds travel and meet their king when they reach crossroads. The wretched crow tried to lead them astray and cross the path in the mist. Many birds follow him and were lost forever beyond the veil. The only wisdom that crested out was the red-feathered robin that could lead the remaining 28 back. Ever since birds have sung their praise without the hope, Robin was silence. I know what I need to do. I need to go put one cloth on the robin and one cloth on the crow. Rightmost cage, the robin. Eric, yeah. So one on that. And then one on the leftmost cage on the middle table. Yeah. All the birds have suddenly stopped their chittering. Sounds as if someone's at the door. Let's go to the door then. Door has been opened. The camera's not moving across the room as quickly as I'd like. Okay, let's go upstairs. Well, being as the door just slammed shut. And one dead Dr. Wright. Poor man, it looks as if his heart gets out of his eyes. My God, they have fixed an expression of utmost terror. His fists are clenched. He is holding on to something. Some kind of stone figurine, protecting it from someone. The figurine is beautifully carved, but it appears to be one half of a larger artifact. It is most serious. I must break the news to Kaufman, and of course local authorities will have to be informed. Okay? According to this, I need to travel to the graveyard, so... Kaufman, what is the matter? Don't worry, I've given him a mild sedative. Allow me to introduce... I'm Dr. Armitage. You didn't keep a call me because he was worried about your friend. Pleased to meet you. What are his symptoms? Feebleness, dizziness, coughing. It could be cold. But sudden onset and severe cause of concern must be monitored for the next few hours at least. Don't worry, I'll remain here and take care of your friend. Okay, thank you. Burn my body with salted driftwood, the green seaweeds and the worn-out ropes. Where else can I feel? Where I can feel the autumn breeze. Farewell to those of you who walk beside my grave. Here I lie, my name written in stone under the sun. Do not bring flowers to this place, for rum is all I crave. Now I rest under the same stars as I sailed when alive. The compass points to this grave? Oh! Okay. There's something buried here. The other half of the statuette. An engraved stone, it seems to be one of the largest statuette. Well, you mean... Join two pieces of it, it's an ancient without a doubt. Oh, there's more? Oh, hello. A windswept old gnarly tree is clinging to the cliff with what roots remain. Someday it will fall into the ocean below. Hey, buddy. Good morning. I'm Dr. Wakefield. You come from the town, don't you? You need an answer, I know by your accent. Be careful around these cliffs. No place for tourists, hardly a place for anyone now. Man snorts. You best be on your way back. Strange things have been happening here. What do you mean? Seamen, fishermen alike swear to have heard voices in the rising tide. Inhuman screams, some of them say. And there are some who claim they have witnessed ungodly things in the dead of night. I once saw a ghastly thing crawling out amongst these rocks. Screams, you say? Bloody drunks, howls of the sea, as if it was something anew. What did you see in the rocks? Late night it was. Me on my boat fishing. That's when I gets the best catch. Then I saw it. Not under the water like the others say. It was on the rock, perched there like it was smelling for something. Shape of it was like nothing I'd ever seen before. Not walking on the earth nor swimming in the sea. Thing and being hunched over like a crouching man. The way it moved, it made my flesh crawl. Whatever it was, the mist itself was its ally, hiding away from my bare eyes, and in the end disappearing away together. I swear, should I see the horror again, I'll take my fish's harpoon and thrust it up into the deep wretched body that will bury him together. So what are you doing up here? Talking too much! I come here whenever I can to watch the shore, just in case that thing comes back. The mist down there is too thick. I can barely see it with my eyes. No, I used to be. Regain my sharp eyesight. By God. Give me a telescope. Here, this will help. It's too hard to be sure that this telescope has been batched up rare beauty. Thank you, my stranger. I'm in debt. On that cliff over there. Well, blame me. But if it isn't the right sort of summer house, I thought it entirely destroyed. But it looks like you can get there using the old cliff path. Excuse me, sir. Right summer house? Never saw myself. Too young. But everyone going around here knows the story too well. It was a terrible tragedy. You see right that night was landslides beneath the house. Showing in the sheer sea, leaving only yonder ruins. Many died, though by a miracle young Master Oak was spared. See it from here. Look right there on the other side of the beach. Do you see it? Yes, I see it. Cliff. Go back and travel to the cliff. These rocks are remains of the landslide. An empty wardrobe. Wood is rotted by exposure to the air. Landscape shows the house before it was ruined. Particular indentation in the stone. Idle? Idle. It's triggered some sort of message from the past found place. Seems to lead into the cliff. This must be the entrance to the underground tunnel. I must go on. There is a note on the floor. Then I will read the note on the floor. Whatever you find down here, do not stop. Okay. Right. This way. Okay. I'm following this because this is also the final step to get in Lost Sea. There's apparently some human remains in here. There's a puddle. So I'm going to this one. I'm so close. I'm going to this one. So this one's going to go now. Okay, then I go this one. These are human remains. The flesh is gone, but the bones look undisturbed. Judging by their constitution, I would say they belong to a woman. This cave has been sealed for 7 years. What did the lady at the window say? Her lover disappeared 7 years ago in the cliffs and her body was never found. Are these the remains of Rose Carter? Was this contamination breach right mentioned in his diaries? I must press on. Okay then. Right, so from here I go straight up. Then I go this way. That was a piano. The grand piano has been placed in the middle of the room. Okay, so from the piano... Oh, strange amount of device hanging from the ceiling. I'm guessing that we're under the manor now. So I guess I reach this. So it's a little archway. Right, so now I'm going to take this one. I'm going to go this way. No, I don't want to go the way. Strange amount of device. Okay, so then I'm going to go this way. And this way. What is this place? Okay, I think I found the... where I need to be. A strange machine, it does not seem to be working anymore. There is a note on the floor. Who was gone will be back, not the same but somehow changed, because that which lurks behind the door waits, and no one that has crossed through can hope to escape its blessing. I must tell Kaufman about all of this. These torn clothes worn by unrecognisable shreds, tagging to initials H.A. H.A.? There is a large archway carved in the stone wall in the cave. Part of the stone's wall seems to leaving a large dark hole. Oh, that was pretty. That was very pretty. Okay, cutscene. And then this is apparently the end of the episode. My dearest visit. Okay. Anyway, guys, I'm going to end this episode of The Last Door, Season 2, Episode 2 here. So, thank you everyone so much for watching day 3 of the 12 Scares of Christmas. I've been down to Nightmare Gaming. Guys, all have a good day and a scary night. Bye-bye. And that's the end of the video, everyone. If you like what you saw, click that like button. If you'd like to see more, remember to subscribe. Check out my previous video on screen now, and with a bit of luck, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.